Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith. This is Mr. Black Channel here at Tgtx, and what do we got going on here? So the SPY, you always want to make sure. This is why when I come here, we're always looking at multiple time frames, right? So you can see yesterday we had the outside day upper left, right? Then we poked down a little bit on the opening and now try to recover. And if you look at the monthly now, right, we're on the 10th of the month. Look at this monthly. It's still a 2 up and it's slightly green, but really doing nothing, right? So you want to be aware of that, because if you go to the weekly, you're going to see slightly red on the week after poking into the highs, but really doing nothing. So the future's kind of quiet here. If you go to QQQ here, look at this monthly, right? Is this something you'd want to be trading? No. All right, doesn't mean you can't scalp around it, but in general, by the time you get to the 10th of the month, I want to see something that's nice, long, and green or red, because that means stuff is going on. So today, we have Natty natural gas number comes out on Thursday here, and so Natty gas got a real nice spike here, as you can see that here, right out the chute after that number, and now staying up there. And the reason that was important is that we have crude doing this, blasting into new recent highs, right? Taking this week to the upside, right? That was an inside week to the upside. And so what that did, now you can see it fading a little bit. We'll see if this does here on this crude. Gives us an inside 60s to try and go back up, because what that did is it got this XLE going that was already going with the crude. And so then when we got that number out of the Natty, that gave them an extra boost. So here you can see XLE taking out last week's highs, taking out last month's highs, still trying to come up here. If you go to XOP, you'll see this, XOP, taking out last month's and last week's highs. Having a nice day there too, and then go down to OIH. Here, taking out last month, taking out last week, nice long and green on the day. So now here you can see in the 60 for the next hour. I want to see if this can get over here. Small shooter, small hammer, 222, OIH over 168. You're there right now. You got NBR, as I talk about oftentimes, because you're going to get a lot more bang for the buck on this thing. Just because it moves. You're here, 68 comes 75. Now, you can see this 2 up, 2 down. They're all going to look very similar here, over 75.22 for the next hour. Gets my attention, and there she goes. Come on, get. If you go to Amarada Hess, also outside 60 here, so let's see what the 15er did for you. There you go. Triangle them out. Right here, stop them all out, and then boom, right there's your 2-2 reversal on the 15 over 57.24, right? That's a reversal. Then this is inside on the 15. This would be a continuation where you can add to it over 57.71. Not there just yet. All right, broader average is still doing nothing, so we can expect that. So you can go down. The great thing about energy is you can just go down the line and see what's setting up here. Fang Energy setting up the 60, so we'll see how that goes. Outside of that, TWLO. And TWLO, one of the things we're going to look for is inside month to the upside here in the lower middle, right? So there's your consolidation, there's your break above. Flirting with last week's highs, that's a 2 up, and that's green. And then you get that corrective activity here in the upper left. Stop them out yesterday, the 2 down, and then boom, right here. When it takes this out, above 321.94, trading 332, not bad right there. And then it goes into exhaustion risk up in here. We'll see if that resets up for you. Like I said, a lot of these things have had a little bit of corrective activity. That's good. Now we'll see if we get the inside 30, and we'll get another 2 to the upside. If we go to Baidu, and Baidu here, something we look for, the Momo hammer. So on the 30, you can see it opens, comes back in, but then goes back up here, right? And so it's a hammer above the previous high, right? Pivot machine gun through these guys, right? Anybody short is going to be short against this and this and this. We know that. So when it takes this out on the 60, 154.50, boom, you're good to go. 158. Now it just stalls out like a lot of things up into here. If we go to, look at these broader averages doing nothing. Edit. And edit, we knew about from yesterday, run, right? You got your inside month in the lower middle to the upside. Nice long green bars on the daily and the weekly, and then if you go to a 15er, you're going to see this. Here's something else we look for. The outside bar, the poke down 2, the 3, 2, 2, bam, you're in right here above 61.47, and that's going to take this out because this is a broadening formation on a shorter time frame. If you don't have a reversal, that's where it's going, and then you get a little bit more. We'll see if that sets up again for you. If we go to Octa, Now you hear me talk about not trading inside days and doji months, right? The good thing is here, so you can see this doji month basically doing nothing. Weekly, stuck inside. But the thing is, when you have this big of a range, like yesterday, it's still tradable because the range is so big. Now, how far this thing's going to go from here is a whole nother story. But you can see here, nice move back to the upside. If we go to MDB, MongoDB, and nice move here, and you can see this on the lower middle, the outside month, here, and then to the upside. That's an expansion. Got rejected on the sell side. Boom, went to the upside, and it's still rejecting those guys and still blasting into the highs. So nice move here, a little fast. We'll see if that sets up again on a 60 or might get yourself an inside 60. We'll see. Keeping an eye on these broader averages. All right, if we go to PFPT, proof point. And once again, we've been watching this because of this, the monthly and the lower middle. 2 down, 2 up, right? Nice bright green. And then here on the daily, trying to take out those highs. We'll see if that sets up again for you. If we go to ALXO. ALXO. And here, this is inside in the 60. You can see this here. Lower left, inside on the 60. So we'll see if we can take this out. Par, 100. And so you can see here on the weekly, upper middle, it's an inside week, and it poked down a little bit, and then boom, when it goes here, we're going outside week on that. That's a 1-bar rev strat, right? Off she goes. We'll see if that sets up off the 60 coming up here. If we go to the crowd, and the crowd, yesterday, 2-2 down, right? Stop them out here. And then once we started opening here, the weekly opening is this. 168, right? So as soon as this thing stays here and starts going through 168, you're back in a full time frame continuity to the upside, right? That's something you'd want to know about. And it was a little quick, but we'll see if that sets up again for you. If we go to AI, and AI, new issue, and this thing just took off here. If you go to 15, this is what one of the things we look for here. The inside bar, the poke down, rev strat, right? Equilibrium, breaks down, boom, this thing's going into the highs. Now we chop them up a little bit and stop them out, so we'll see if this thing can give us a nice inside 60, inside, we'll see. Going to THC. And THC here, outside bar on the weekly upper middle, takes off, so this moves a little quick, but we'll see if anything else can set up for you here, right here. See this, as low as 69, 67. This is a shooter's hammer, slight lower low, boom, right here. As soon as this thing takes this out, 40-10, we're going to have an outside bar of that by these guys, right? Then it comes back in again, gives you the inside 15 to go back up. So we'll see if that sets up again for us. If we go to EGHT, and now this thing's getting stuck. Had a nice morning, blasting off. Now you can go inside 60. So this is going to get my attention here in the next hour if we can take this out. 28.29. Right now, just kind of sitting there like a lot of things. If we go to TTD, and TTDs, so the other thing that we look for is anything here, outside bar on the daily yesterday, and then it took it out slightly today. So we want to see if we can go outside on this thing, all right? So here you come down here, stop them out, and now the potential outside day. This was real nice yesterday. If you see this 60, the up, the inside 60, and bam, just that big broadening formation that we saw yesterday getting waxed during the show. If we go to Perry, P-E-R-I. And P-E-R-I, perfect. It's textbook. So now you get lower middle, and you're going to see this. Inside on the month to the upside, 212 continuation, right? Then you get the measured move off the daily. Up, inside, 212, and off she goes. We'll see if that sets up again for us. If we go to Tesla, and Tesla right now is inside on the 60s. You can see this in the lower left. And that was an outside day yesterday, and then down. So the question is going to be strong enough to take that out. Now we're back to doji on the week, right? So that's a bit of a problem. but we got an inside 60 to see if that sets up. So here you can see how it gapped down, and this is technically a 2 down because it gapped down. So right here, this is where it went 2-2 reversal on the 60, 607.06, and then had the highs at 624. Not bad on that. We'll see if that 60 sets up again. Market going sideways, drying up here a bit. You got NVCR. NVCR here on the 60 goes up, then takes out the low. So for the next hour over 169.98 gets my attention because it's still inside month to the upside in the lower middle. If we go to Beam, Beam gives us the inside day, right? Up, sideways, 212 continuation on a nice long green bar on the monthly and the weekly. Now inside on the 60, we'll see if that sets up and can take that out. If we go to Tusk, and Tusk, once again, much like those other things here, right? You had the outside week, but then you had inside day, right? Bright green on the time frames. So you'll look for that inside day, and then boom, and see if we can take this out. Hasn't taken that out yet. We'll see if it sets up again for us. If we go to Tgtx, and Tgtx, you can see this once again inside on the 60, like a lot of things stalling out, right? Then here's what we look for on the weekly, right? The slight higher high, the lower low, and then boom, right there's your 222 over 31.12. Not bad on the weekly. Now you can watch to see if that inside 60 breaks. Okay, if we go to just a couple, Appen. We're always looking to see for things that are potentially outside, right? Because we know that phenomenon exists. We can watch for Appen to see if we can take this out. That'd be nice. NTAP. Coming up here, potential outside day. That's something we'd want to know about, right? It is. On the downside, not crushing a lot of things here, but you got IONS. And IONS, you can see this. Slightly pokes up and then changes continuity here for the outside week. Coming back through a previous range. That's something we'd want to know about, right? Pivot machine gun, right? Because we know where they're going to put their stops. Here, 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 here. Thanks for playing. So looking to try and wipe this out. On the daily, starting to rally back just a tad here. So we'll see if that sets up again for some more downside. If we go to IFF, Flava Flav, and here, inside month. So you can expect that to reverse. And so once again on the weekly, you can see this was an outside week last week, an upper middle. Then it pokes up, now trying to come back through. So we'd like to see if we can complete that. Go outside on that. And you're taking out yesterday's lows, IFF. If we go to ODFL. ODFL, certainly in this environment, we'll see something that's red, albeit it's an inside month. Taking out last week's lows, and last week was an outside week. So see if we can continue this range expansion, right? And yesterday was an outside day, range expansion. Tried to take it up, rejected, down, still rejecting it. Comes through this range. We want to see if we can get weak enough to come down and take out something like that. Right now, cooking inside 60, so we'll see. Go to Granger, GWW. And GWW inside on the 60 now, but you can see this tight range, and also people are like, it's coiling, it's tight range, right? More oftentimes than not, they take out both sides because price discovery needs to start over again. So you can see this, ooh, here's our rally, and then boom, 2-2 right back to previous range. A little tight on that. Want to see if this can get below last week's lows, 401.66. That might give us a little bit more because you can see the monthly, it's red and coming in. So potential outside month there. If you go to NTES, NTES, we've been watching this one for a while, and we talked about this, right? Because of this. It's outside week, inside week, then another outside week. Took that out, and then here's your 3-2-2 reversal. Tried to come back up, and then you looked. This is how you get in on this. You wait for this to pop up, stop some of these guys out, and then boom, here's your 2-2 reversal. Back down to try and take this out and try and complete this because we're still looking to take these two out. Looks like I'm running out of time again, but let's get a couple in there. CMTL. And CMTL just got some wax. Now you'll see if you go inside 60. But once again, I wanted to point this out because you see pivot machine gun here. Stop them out. 2 up. And then boom. Where are the stops? Here, 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 here. Gone. All right. So I think I'll leave it at that. It's a little quiet out there. And so be careful when things start to dry up. Certainly look for nice long red and green bars whenever you're trading, especially come midday, and there you go, one more for you, Starbucks. Do we talk about this? We do. The inside bar, the poke down, the rev strat, and boom, right back into the highs. All right, that's going to do for today. I'm Rob Smith. It's Mr. Black Channel here at Tgtx with the Strat Time Report.